Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Kwa majina naitwa Sara Sabina. On behalf of friends, we are starting from the program. We'll start doing our tributes from down there. So on behalf of friends of Brian Chira, I'll do a short and brief tribute before now the cousin who is Ian do the rest for the cousins. Now, last year on 15th of August, I personally happened to meet Brian Chira. That is where our relationship started now as friends. Thank you so much, what were press. I'm sorry for that. I'll give a tribute on behalf of all his friends. Brian was a very jolly human being. Brian was very active. He was a fighter. Brian never let it go. He was always there to make sure that ends meet. He could not take any opportunity without talking about his family, and most especially the grandmother and the two cousins. We will miss Brian as his friends. We are praying that the Lord of all creation may give their family solace and comfort at this time. Shosho, kindly receive tributes from Madam President Nyako. Receive tributes from all the way in USA. Big Daddy sent his tributes. Receive tributes from Cielo Queen. Receive tributes from Rosso. Receive tributes from every person whose life was touched by Brian's sayings. Yes, we are his friends. We thank you for allowing Brian to share his life with us. And may God give you peace. To Brian Chira, good night Chira. Good night, founder of Chira clan. We loved you, but heaven loves you more. Thank you. We'll now hear from Ian.
My name is Ian, and I'll give the tribute from the cousins. Chira was not just but a cousin. He was a brother and a friend. We shared a lot of sweet memories and enjoyed a lot when he was around. He was all you'd ask for a big brother. He was a strong believer in family and its importance. He always reached out and wanted to know how each of us was doing. A big pillar in our family has fallen. We are going to miss you a lot. We are trusting God to heal our hearts with time. Rest well until we meet again.
My name is Regina Chira, Auntie Brian, and I'll start with my tribute. Brian Chira is my nephew, one of my firstborn sisters. He's the only child and a loving son. He was very obedient and kind. Something unique about Brian Chira was his love for God. And every time in our conversation, the parting lines was, Auntie, remember to pray for me. One day, when his cousin Sophia was sick, I saw the leadership and support system character in him. He took over the following up of Sophia's medication and attended every doctor's briefing. Brian Chira never gave up in life. He was hardworking and very caring. Brian Chira was a jewel to our family. He was very neat and organized. I remember how he used to wash my house anytime he visited. He was also a good cook. His favorite dish was Kenyan chicken, and that is what he craved the most. In our last conversation, he promised that I should come over the Easter holiday so that he can take my meals. I'll miss you, my son. I believe he's resting with angels. We will meet at Jesus' feet someday. Rest well, Brian. Rest well, my son.
On behalf of Shosho, tribute. Brian Chira was my first grandson, born by my first born daughter. My daughter Sophia Wambui Chira. My daughter left Brian under my care at the age of 8 years. I took him to church and taught him the way of God. Brian was my best friend since childhood. He was supportive, and anytime he was able to provide.
Brian has been providing for us. Brian obedient and response. He could wash clothes, clean the house, take care of his cousins and the home. His greatest wish was to see us settled in a big modern house and have our own compound. He always wished the best for me. Brian made me many sacrifices for me. He was in school but realized that I was struggling to raise his younger cousins. He opted to quit his studies to enable him make ends meet for us. Brad always made random visit at home. On his last visit, which was on 9th March, we talked more about our family. He wished I knew how he was in the society, and now I have realized who he was, he is. Brian is a star. Brian has left a big void in our lives. I prayed that God may lift strong and vibrant ones in one of my grandchildren. Brian always asked me to love him to love him how he was, and with all his fault, I loved him. I remembered on his admission day at Kabbalah University, the aunties told him that the school fees that was paid was a debt, and he will take care of the children's school fees. A year later, the aunties died. Brian always remembered this, and that's why he was working hard always to take care for his cousins. My grandson, I love you since you came to our life and to your last breath. I will surely miss you. Say hi to your mom, Sophia, and Alice. May you fight peace. Kuroka Ohoro, Brian. Kuroka Ohoro, Brian is love, but God loved him most. My prayer is that we remain faithful to God and He will always keep His promise to us. I dedicate this song to you.
Gai wa Israeli liariukaga twatura tureho kekuliariukaga. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Karibu. Habari zenu nyinyi nyote. Mimi naitwa Lady Jacqueline. I am a TikTok content creator and also a TikTok star. Now, I know Brian Chira as a wonderful friend of mine. Alikuwa anakuja sana kwa platform yangu, and he was just wonderful. He was just a wonderful young man. I've seen how much people have showed up for him. You know, when you want to show up for Brian, it's been wonderful. When you wanna watch kwa live on TikTok, I wish mungeona kenye kinaendelea hapa. It is like a member of parliament has passed on. I mean, the magnitude of people, you know, the number of cars and the reporters, you know, it's incredible. That shows how much he touched people's lives. I'm standing here as a representation of all TikTokers in the diaspora. I've come from the United Kingdom, London, so I'm really, really grateful for giving me this opportunity to pass my love and gratitude to this family from all TikTokers around the world. We loved Brian so much. He was like, for me, he was like a son. You know, whenever he came, we gossiped, you know, we charazad with him. He was just wonderful. And Brian, we will dearly miss you. We loved you in life and we will love you in death. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.
Todo kama mapenzi uzimezwa kuongea vibaya hata kanisha baluni sijui na pendo za kwamba msamaha baluni zinaweza